2020 is weird.
Good morning, happy Halloween. This is so weird, like I feel like I'm not celebrating today. I mean, I am, because I'm gonna dress up and be in Rocky Horror Show tonight, which is so exciting. In case you have not been watching my vlogs the last week, tonight I am doing a musical live stream produced by the legendary icon Tim Kory, and he's gonna be in the show. So I'm gonna be doing scenes with Tim Kory because I'm playing Janet. So I'm so excited to be a part of this. My friend Ryan O'Connor, who I did Miranda shows with, I mean like a decade ago.
1 decade ago.
We're going to be singing a song together now by his request. Unadulterated loathing
for your face,
yeah,
your clothing.
He was one of the first people who was like, hey, I like your character, I want to perform with you. I mean, I love him because he's one of the first people who believed in me and like worked with me, and he's lovely. Anyway, he messaged me like a week ago, maybe, not even, a few days ago. I think it was a few days ago. I was like, hey, can you play Janet in this production? And I, of course, jumped at the chance because it's just so many incredible celebrities. Lance Bass, Jason Alexander, Rosario Dawson, Tim Kory, obviously. And then there's a bunch of recorded musical performances by incredible people, Rachel Bloom, Josh Gad, Frankie Grande, my love. Epic bands, like, I mean, it's just, I'm forgetting a million amazing people, but there's so many incredible celebrities involved in this, and I just can't believe I was asked to be a part of it. I feel really honored and excited. So that's tonight, but because it's happening tonight, I feel like that's all I'm thinking about, and like I'm like stressed about it and excited. I'm not singing anything in the show, I'm reading all of Janet's lines, but I still like want to do a good job and like have fun, and I don't know. So I'm focused on that, and we went trick-or-treating yesterday at my brother's house, not like actual trick-or-treating. We trick-or-treated inside of his house, like just went door to door in the bedrooms of his house with Flynn's little cousins, because we all are very COVID safe and we don't go anywhere and do anything, so we felt safe doing that at their house. So we celebrated with Flynn yesterday, but it's weird that it's Halloween and I'm like not taking my kid trick-or-treating, but I guess this is the best year to do it, the Rocky Horror thing, and like have other plans because we can't go trick-or-treating with him anyway. It's a very exciting night tonight, and I'm just starting the process of making myself look like a human. Of course, I'm gonna have to redo my makeup right before the show because it will all have been rubbed off, because I have a 1-year-old who is constantly kissing my face, touching my face, rubbing my face, rolling his body all over my face. That sounds weird, but it's an accurate statement when you're a mom. If your face is at a place where your toddler can like get to it, they'll get to it. I'm gonna have to redo this, so this is kind of pointless, but it helps me to feel like a human and get my day started. Even though we are not trick-or-treating, I am gonna be putting out some candy in case there are any people who are trick-or-treating, and maybe some hand sanitizer out there and like a little sign that says be safe. Anyway, what a crazy year 2020 has been. What a crazy experience I get to have tonight. I'm just feeling lots of things. I'm very excited. And I have to say a big freaking shout out and thank you to Kory, who's editing this. Hi Kory, so you're hearing this now, but I'll say it to you in person when you get here too. He is amazing. The fact he's giving up his Halloween, not that he would have like gone out and partied or anything, he's very COVID safe too, but like he's giving up his Halloween just to be here to help me. So like you guys are gonna see me in this performance tonight in front of the camera, but this man has been running around like a chicken with its head cut off, just doing the most, helping me get ready for this thing, helping me with costumes and props, and he's gonna be turning the pages as I'm reading the script and like handing me things. He has to memorize it just as much as I do. He's been watching Rocky Horror all week with me. He's amazing, and he's been behind the scenes of the whole thing, but like he's been doing just as much work, if not more work than me getting ready for this. So like I am like so freaking grateful for him. He's just the best. And that goes kind of like for everything when it comes to my job and my career. Like you guys see my videos and you see all the things I do, like it is just as much Kory as it is me. Like he works so freaking hard. Anyway, I was just thinking about that this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, what would I do without him? I would like literally die.
And guess what?
It's Kory's in my season, honey. We are officially in November by the time you watch this video. It's our birthdays, it's our birthdays. Scorpio season, honey. Kory's birthday is coming up November 7th. Wait, no, 9th? I think 7th is my anniversary. I don't know, I don't remember. Kory's is November 9th. Bailey's is November 6th. Mine is November 21st. I'm actually a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp. Not that I like super believe in all that stuff, but I do find it really interesting. It's our season, so we have to figure out something fun to do for our birthdays because we can't really do anything. We can't have a party or anything, so I'm like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna figure that out. I don't know why I'm talking so much. I guess it's just because like I'm doing my makeup, so it's like we're just sitting and chatting, you know. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Okay, I'm gonna go get ready. I'm gonna put out some candy for kids. I'm just gonna stress out. Bye. All right, I'm gonna make a little sign to put outside to tell people they can take a candy and be safe. I just made this. I'm gonna make a little sign for the front door that says trick or treat something, but this has to dry first. And Kory just said that was you last week, which is very accurate. Since I've had the baby, she's had some heavy flows. First of all, I forgot to say, I'm about to do my hair, that's why it looks like this, but my friend Tia sent me flowers. Look, she sent me these flowers for being in Rocky Horror. Isn't this nice note? She's so sweet. And we just got these. Jojo! Oh my God, that's so nice. Jojo. I love you so much. Oh my gosh, I love her. I'm such nice friends. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you how to curl your hair. This works on almost any type of hair. I've done it on really straight, stick straight hair. I've done it on wavy hair, curly hair. I've done a lot of different types of hair and it does work on most hair. So my hair is currently straight. It needs to be like curly and kind of big for tonight, like ringlety, but like brushed out, kind of weird. This is a trick for any of you guys who wanna know how to curl hair quick and get like ringlets, which why would you want that? So I use these foam rollers. I've done this since I was in high school for like shows and stuff. If you don't wanna sleep in curlers but need that really tight ringlet, take a piece of hair and you take one of these foam like bendy curlers and a straightening iron. Does this fry your hair?
Absolutely.
But it does work. Grab a chunk of hair and you wrap it around just until it like kind of catches on itself like that. And you take your nifty little straightener and you squeeze, roll it up a little, squeeze, roll it up a little, squeeze, roll it up a little, squeeze, and you continue the process. This works better than a curling iron. I think it works better than sleeping in curlers, and I literally have been doing this forever. So you do that. If you want them super tight, you like bend it like that and you leave it until it's not warm anymore. I don't want mine too tight, but then you hold one end of the thingy. So I'm just holding one and you untwist it like this to get a perfect ringlet. Look at that. Crazy. Now I don't want this tight because that's like insane. I just need like loose bouncy curls. I don't need it that nutso, but that's the best way to curl hair. It works. My hair is currently like stick straight, guys. Not stick straight, but it's pretty straight and silky. So that's the best way to get a curl if you want a super tight ringlet, all right? Now you know. So I'm gonna do this to my head, goodbye. So I've done this in a way where it's like super, super tight curls, like ringlets, but I kind of want them to be bigger curls and I want it to fall because I don't want it to be like super tight, you know? So that's why I'm doing it kind of earlier in the day because then by the time night comes, these will all have fallen quite a bit. So that's a little tip. Also, did you guys know that I wanted to go to cosmetology school before I got big on YouTube, and I actually had enrolled into cosmetology school and I wanted to learn how to do hair because I liked doing wigs for theater. Not because I wanted to learn how to cut and style normal people's hair, but I liked styling wigs. Anyway, so the bigger chunk of hair, not that anyone cares, no one watching this is ever gonna do this to their hair or cares, but I'm still gonna tell you. The bigger chunk of hair you do, the looser the curl's gonna be. So if you do a small amount of hair, it's gonna be a really tight curl. Bigger chunk of hair will be a little bit more loose. By the way, trick-or-treating. We are not trick-or-treating this year, obviously. I wish kind of no one would really trick-or-treat. I hope no one's going to parties. I hope everyone's staying as safe as they possibly can to not spread this scary virus. I am gonna put out a bowl of candy out on the sidewalk with signs that say like, wash your hands, stay 6 feet apart, because I know inevitably there will be trick-or-treaters. There are gonna be some kids out there, so I feel like I should do that. People might come for me for that, but I feel like if I say wash your hands, sanitize your hands, here's some hand sanitizer, here's a mask, here's a candy, sanitize before you take one, and I'm not gonna be out there when I'm just gonna leave it out there and not interact with anyone, but that's what we're doing. Oh, this is the other important part. You hold one end, and depending on which way you untwist the curl, that's the direction the curl will go. So I'm twirling it away from my face, but if I twirled it towards my face, that's the direction the curl would end up. So this is like more of a loosey-goosey curl, which is what I'm wanting. because I don't want it perfect. I just want it kind of like big and frizzy and curly. So yeah, I hope everyone stayed safe on Halloween. Obviously you're watching this after Halloween. Yeah, I just like, I don't know, my little heart. I was like, I hope no one's trick-or-treating, but also like, what if there is like one family who's all like masked up and being super safe and only grabbing candy in case someone puts it out front like in a bowl. I want them to have at least a candy. I don't know if that's bad of me. Maybe that's bad of me. Maybe I'm encouraging things I shouldn't, but. Okay, see, this one needs help. Literally, this is, I have tried every type of curling. I've tried sleeping in every type of curler. I've tried using every type of curling iron, every type of product. I'm telling you, it's the best way to get ringlets. If you're a theater kid, learn this hack, because I think this is the only scenario in which you would do your hair like this, like a curly, tight ringlet or loose, bouncy curl. I don't think normal people do their hair like this, but if you're in theater, I'm telling you, this is the best hack in the world, and it is amazing. Strongly recommend. Okay, I know it looks totally nuts right now, but it'll fall and not look like this tonight, I promise. But it's just the start. It'll fall and it'll look luscious and good by tonight. Okay, relax. You guys, I'm basically a genius. So I had this dress, and at one point in the show, I have to get down to my panties. I do it on camera, like during a line, so I didn't want to like have to like unzip my own dress and like then pull it over my head, and then one of my bra pops up and everyone sees my nips. So I wanted to figure out a way to make it easy. So I just cut the dress all the way down the back and put these little Velcro things on, so I can literally just like rip it off. I'm a genius. All of my like Miranda live performing hacks, they come into play more often than you would think. Like, I feel like I use Miranda props, Miranda costumes, Miranda craft things, and like just like little hacks I've used in the past because of Miranda sings. I've used so many times in my life, truly. I did this with Miranda pants once, and that's how I knew to do it with this dress. Love, I'm a genius. He just rolled his eyes. There we go, my hair is just totally bananas pants. I still look like Shirley Temple. I feel like I need to brush it out a little bit more. She has a middle part. I'm always so scared of doing middle parts because I feel like it just makes me look like Miranda, but I don't know. Okay, let's brush it out a little bit. It's a little too Shirley Temple-y. All right, here's my setup. Here's my costumes. Time to put on my costume. See you later, alligator.
Incredible, bravo.
Rosario, I want to be part of your family.
Oh, that was
We are now all a part of the Rocky Horror family. It's
Oh, I hope to meet you all in the flesh one day.
Happy Halloween. I hope you're behaving badly. I just want to say, though, from the tech team here, 20 of us on stage tonight, we love you all. You brought it in a way that will be spoken about for years. If you don't know, we were a top 5 show trending on Twitter, top 5 topic in the world. We raised an extraordinary amount of money tonight, and there were thousands of fan comments in real time about this making their year. I want you all to feel this extraordinary performance moved people at home and brought people to tears. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we brought it, and we thank you.
Thank you, and Stephen, thank you, Stephen.
Merry election, guys.
Bye.
I did it! That was so stressful. It was really fun. The cast was so amazing. Everyone was so incredible. Tim Curry, legend, just an absolute legend. He's amazing. But he suffered a stroke a while ago, and so that affects his, ability to, when he reads things, it takes time for him to get it out and whatever. So there were a lot of moments where we were just like, should we say his line for him? Should we wait till he says his line? Like, I didn't want to like be disrespectful and like improv over him. I don't know, so I was just like really stressed the whole time because he's such a genius legend. I didn't want to be like disrespectful to him. Everyone was just so great. It was really cool to be a part of. And at the end, we were all just kind of sitting and chatting about the show and what it means and like talking about how grateful we all are to be a part of this. And first of all, I have to say thank you because they were saying that my TikToks, I guess, was like the #3 thing that like brought the most traffic to their website. So thank you to anyone who like went to the website and either donated or, just even checked it out. Like that means a lot to me. But I was saying at the end to everyone else, just like, I just want to thank you for allowing me to be here. This cast is so incredible. I look up to all of you. And then I said, I was so grateful to be there and that I didn't feel worthy of being a part of a show with all these incredible like celebrities that I've always looked up to so much. And Seth Green was so nice. I'm gonna cry. Because I really did like feel like unworthy of being there because they're all like these big you know, talented celebrities, and I'm like, who am I? Like, why was I allowed to be a part of this? Seth was so nice. You know, I'm really tired. He was just like, that's what this show's all about. It's about showing people that who like have that feeling of feeling like unworthy, that they are worthy and there is a place for them, and like theater and singing and dance, and there's other people like you out there who are different and weird. And he went on to say like that's how he felt like in his childhood, and like then he saw Rocky Horror and it like made him feel like, oh no, there is a place where I belong, and he found a sense of community with other people who think and feel and are like him. And it just made me like my little theater girl heart, like I felt like that little like a little 16-year-old girl. I was just like, that's how I felt. Like I felt like that. And then I found theater and I listened to Rocky Horror and Rent and like Thoroughly Modern Millie, you know, shows that just made my heart explode and feel happy. And I found other people who were passionate about it and who were different and kind of weird and quirky and like to sing and dance. We're just different. And I found those people in theater, and it just felt like just a bunch of theater kids like gushing over theater. And it was just really cool to be a part of. And I'm really grateful that they asked me to do it. And I'm grateful to you guys for supporting me until I get to have cool opportunities like this. It was really just really fun and really crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of this because this is what I'm wearing right now. Hello, it is much later. It's 1 in the morning and I wanna try to explain what I was trying to say earlier, but I was just kind of emotional. I feel like I didn't make any sense. I was emotional because it like took me off guard, like took me by surprise. I was taken aback. What's the phrase I'm looking for? I don't know. When Nell and Seth after the show were just so kind to me and were like, no, you're worthy of being here. Everyone is like worthy. We're all worthy of being here. And they were just so complimentary and so kind. For some reason, them saying that stuff to me just like choked me up and made me feel so emotional. I talked about it with Eric after, and I feel like I have just been in like a pretty negative place about myself in the last year, but kind of for a while. And I just really believed I was not worthy of being a part of that show. And I really felt like everyone who was gonna watch it was gonna think, why is she there? Who let her do this? Other than like, of course, the people who watch me, like you guys, you know, I felt like anyone who does not watch my YouTube channels would have seen that and been like, who let this girl do it? Why is she allowed to do it? And so I was just really in my head this whole week, just like everyone's gonna hate me and think I'm not worthy of being there, and that they should have gotten like someone different. And that's just was so in my head. And so at the end of the show, when it was over, I kind of just expressed like my gratitude for being there, and that I didn't feel like worthy of being there, and I was so grateful that they let me be there. And then to have these people that I felt unworthy around telling me like, what? Like, no, you are worthy of being here, and being so complimentary like just took me like by surprise and made me feel emotional. And I'm getting emotional again. I didn't think I would, but it was just really sweet. And I just love everything that show represents. And it was kind of a mess, but in like a beautiful way. It just made me go like, oh no, like, yeah, just like what Seth said, like that's what this show is about. It's about like being loving and accepting, being yourself, and just going to the extreme with the costumes and the props and the acting, and just being the most, and like being loved and accepted for being the most, and just being so extra. And that being accepted and loved was like the theme of it. And that's kind of what happened. Like everyone online was just like, thank you for doing this, and this was so wonderful to watch. And it was beautiful to see Tim Curry there, and to see, you know, when he couldn't quite get his lines out, like other people coming in and improvising or helping. It was just really like, it was a cool experience, and I'm very grateful for it. And I feel like I can finally breathe now that that's over. I feel like so much better. I was gonna have a new Miranda video up on Monday. I'm still planning on that, but I got a little behind on my work because I was so focused on Rocky Horror. So I might be a little delayed in the next coming weeks with videos and stuff, so be patient with me. You guys always are. I love you. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, goodbye.
Right before